Happy video day, guys. Christina and Brooke here. Today we are going to be diving into some summer makeup. So I'm going to be showing you guys my favorite summer must-have makeup. So these are different makeup products that I have been throwing into my makeup bag, and I know that this is going to be my go-to summer routine. So I'll also show you guys how I apply it, how I create this more sun-kissed summer natural makeup look, which I will be wearing all summer long. So these are my must-have makeup items going into the summer. So if you are excited, don't forget to hit subscribe, join the family, and let's dive into some beautiful summer makeup. Okay, so first things first, this is how I create this summer sun-kissed look. So I am from Miami, so over here we love to look tan. It's all about the tans for the summer, and I don't know, I just have this thing with natural glowy tan skin for the summer, and that is exactly my whole vibe from the end of spring all the way till basically our fall, which happens closer to the end of October. So we're gonna dive into all this makeup. The lighting might go in and out. We're working with natural daylight and it's cloudy. So every time the clouds cover the sun, we have a little less light. But either way, these are must-have products for me right now. Great summer essentials, and let's start off right now. So the first thing that I always do is hydrate the skin. So hydration is key. It is definitely number one on the list. I usually use this Murad Clarifying Oil-Free Water Gel. So what I love about this is it's a water gel, so it feels really nice on the skin. It's not thick. It doesn't feel like a moisturizer. Literally feels like you're putting like a clench of hydration on the skin. And so this is the first step. I usually will just always, I soothe my skin in this water gel. I have acne prone skin, and this water gel does not break me out. I literally feel like it makes my skin better. So if you are acne prone and you're kind of scared of using moisturizers or anything that's a little oily, try this. I think you guys might really enjoy this. That's the first thing I always do. I moisturize my skin. I don't know if I said cleanse or moisturize, but I moisturize my skin, and this is what I use for that. So the brows for me, I typically do my brows like this all the time, like whether it be summery, wintry, whatever, but I make my makeup by Mario. I'll do this portion of my brow from right around here all the way down, just fill it, I just put as much as I can, just not too much. And then I'll get the Precisely My Brow, which is a real thin brush. It's a real thin pencil, so that's what I put little tiny strokes in the front, very, very little. And then I look at the rest of the brow, and if there's somewhere that I feel like, hey, I should have put a little bit more, I'll just kind of fill that in. Then I'll just comb them up with the brush, and that's about it. So after the skin is completely moisturized, then I decide to put on foundation, but I also moisturize the foundation. So what I have to do is, I love the Beautiful Skin foundation from Charlotte Tilbury. This is a amazing, amazing foundation. But for the summer in Miami or anywhere that's hot and humid, it's a little thick, okay? So this is a great foundation for me going into the winter time, but during the summer, a little thick. However, it has such beautiful properties in it that make your skin just look so healthy. It doesn't get into fine lines. It has a beautiful formula, right? Beautiful skin formula. So I need to try to make it work. So what I was doing was, and this has been game changer for this, especially going into spring, summer, hot season, I get a little bit of this foundation and I mix it again with the water gel. Okay, double moisturizing here. So I mix them together and I create a little potion. It kind of makes this foundation a little bit more watered down. It takes away that thicker feeling, and it just looks phenomenal. And I apply it with my fingers because we're trying to go as natural as possible. I don't want to use a sponge. I don't feel like having the heavy coverage of a brush. So using my fingers, blending it into the skin, it literally makes it just melts, and the moisturizer moisturizes the skin even more. So if you have lines or any area that's maybe a little bit dry, it helps to kind of revitalize the skin while you put on a foundation. So it really looks extremely natural. I sometimes have problem with my forehead if I put on way too much foundation, if it gets thick there, because I'll start to get little forehead wrinkles, and I hate the way that looks. It drives me insane. But doing this method, I don't see forehead wrinkles at all. It's like a facelift. try doing that. I think you guys are gonna really love it. So that's like kind of like my skin prep, putting on the foundation, but there's more that goes into play here when it comes to covering dark circles. So I always grab my Bobbi Brown corrector. You guys know this is my ride or die. I use this forever. It's literally gonna be in every favorites from now until forever because I cannot find anything better than this guy. So I will put this right here in the inner corner of the eye where I get a little bit of darkness, and right here where the little veins sometimes can show. And I just like dab it into the skin very lightly, trying not to like move it too much. And then I'll grab the next product, which I love, is from Item Beauty. So this is the concealer. It's the Air Hug concealer. Now this concealer is a little thicker, but remember, the skin, I want it to look very natural. I want everything to look flawless, but I don't want it to look thick. When it comes to the concealer, I don't want it to look thick, but I do need it to cover. Concealer is meant to cover harder to cover areas. So I'll put a dab of the concealer here and a little bit in the inner portion where I put some of the corrector. And then with my fingers, I blend it out, trying to make it look natural, but keeping the coverage because yeah, I definitely have to cover those dark circles. And sometimes with whatever's left over, I'll put it down the bridge of my nose. So after I have done that, then I've covered up those dark circles. That is like one of my biggest hassles. But now we need to start tanning the skin. Now this to me is essential for summer, essential for spring as well, but I love a tan, glowy skin. So I accomplish this by double bronzing. Okay, so bear with me, it works. So the first thing I do is I grab Rare Beauty's, this is the bronzer stick. This is such a good product. I actually have it in the color Always Sunny, which people have told me there's a better color than this one, but I will say on my skin tone, especially as I start getting more and more tan, in Miami, we really, even if we put on like 50 SPF or whatever, we just get tan. It's Always Sunny here. So Always Sunny, this color actually matches my skin tone as the summer continues. In the perimeter of the face, right under the cheekbones is like the most important part for me. And with a damp sponge, I blend it out. It blends impeccable with a damp sponge, okay? Now I tried this with a brush. It's okay with a brush. With the fingers, not a big fan. With a damp sponge, it blends like a dream. So I go ahead and I just blend it on the perimeter of the face. I make sure to blend it up the cheekbones, blend it up the perimeter, put a little bit on the forehead, blend it into the hairline. Try to bring it up like away from this face. You want to make sure that it goes straight into the hairline so it doesn't look like there's a difference between your hairline and your skin. And then whatever is left over, I bring it a little lower, kind of like focusing in on this area and really just kind of like a contour bronzing job. That's what I call this. So after I'm finished with that, I do start already looking pretty tan, and it gives you a really beautiful, natural glow, right? But I need more tan. So what I do is I grab my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, which I love this one. This is number 4 tan. And what I'll do is with a smaller brush, I'll go ahead and I will go over the same exact areas that I put the bronzer stick. And this is like my powdering of the bronzer stick with bronzer. Sounds crazy, but it looks so good. So then I'll just kind of go over it lightly, just blend it everywhere. Whatever's left over, sometimes I'll bring a little bit down my forehead, a little under the eyes so that I don't look different colors. And I just kind of blend it till everything looks even. Now, remember, one of the most important thing with bronzing is meant to be on the perimeter. You don't want to bring it too close to the inside. Don't ever start bronzing like right here or it won't look good. You want it like under the cheekbones, up the perimeter, on the forehead, and blend it into the skin until it looks like a natural gradient. Everything needs to gradient, and then it looks just stunning. Like, it really looks beautiful. I don't do a third bronze, but it kind of has a little tint to it. What I'll do is I'll grab my Hourglass Ambient. This is the 3 panel thing. I don't know. Whatever. The 3 thing, okay? So this is the light. This is Golden Bronze Light. This one is the best for me. It's made for me. It's made for the medium skin tones, but it looks so good. And I go into all 3 of them. Go ham into all 3 of them. And I just put this all over my face. I'm not aiming for no perimeters, nothing. I want it all over the skin. I feel like this is what just does that even blend. It makes everything look like it seamlessly goes into each other. You'll start seeing the gradient, how it kind of goes a little darker towards the edge, but at the same time the whole skin kind of becomes the same color, like almost like you tanned. I love it. I think it's phenomenal. Gives you that healthy glow, which I absolutely love. Like I love a healthy glow powder, right? So after I'm done with all of that, now I do the part that it just melts it all into the skin. I get my Chantecaille Rose Water. If you have the Pixie Glow Mist is good. Like there's a bunch of different ones. Any rose water you have. I spray that all over my skin, basically melting all the powders into each other, and then I'll get a damp beauty blender and I just dab it all over my skin, making the water go into the skin and kind of just rehydrating and blending all those powders together. And I think it really makes a big difference when I do this. So I don't know, it just blends all the powders together. It makes everything look more healthy. You get this glow to your skin again, and it's just perfect for the summer. We want glowy skin. Like we want to look like we've been in the sun all weekend long. Our skin is glowing and we're super tan, and it's like amazing, right? So while I let my skin like kind of settle, because now I kind of wet it up a little bit, I'll start working on the eyes. And for my eyes, you guys know I have like a spring palette thing that I'm using certain palettes for the springtime. I'm gonna add some more for the summer. But for the spring, one of the palettes I've been using is this one. So this is the Rose Quartz from Huda Beauty. And I have been doing different looks with this one, just trying it and playing with it, forcing myself to use it actually. And I found a really beautiful look that I love to do for the summer, which I love to do now in the spring going into the summer. This is beautiful. So I'll grab the color Gratitude, blend it all over the top of the lids, kind of bringing it as close as I can to the eyebrow, just because I have very small eyes. Then what I'll do is I grab this color called Energized, and it's kind of like this beautiful metallic, dab it with my finger all over the lid, and it's more to make it have more of a brownish tone, bringing a little bit more of that bronzy color, because the other color has a little bit more of like a pink undertone, but I want everything to kind of look like bronzed, but not too bronze goddess, you know what I mean? Like a little pinky, like cutesy. So then after I do that, that's all I want to do to the lids, because I want this to look natural, but still a little glamified. I grabbed my next favorite product right now, and I use this so much. The Tattoo Liners. These are the gel liners that just released from KVD. I get the brown one. Now, you don't have to do this step if you have eyes that are naturally turned up. My eyes naturally turn down a little bit, so I usually do this all the time. Like anytime I put on eyeshadow or anytime I put on makeup, I try to bring my eyes up. So what I'll do is I'll just create a line going from the halfway point of the eyelid up and kind of do a little bit of a wing, lifting the eye a little bit. And then I'll grab a small brush like this one, the Bristles Beauty P06RF favorite brush. All my favorite brushes are down below in case you're interested. And then what I'll do is I'll kind of just like blend it and kind of smear it, so it looks like a really natural line. It doesn't look like I created this harsh line. I just keep on blending it and it smears it. It looks so pretty, but it lifts the eyes. So now my eyes are lifted, right? For a final touch to the eyes, this is like, to me, like one of the most essential things with makeup, is I will put on a mascara. Now, typically, you guys know I love the Rare Beauty mascara. That is my go-to. If I am going in the water, I usually grab this one. This is the Double Trouble from Essence because it's waterproof, and I also really love it. I have tested this, okay, so I go to the Keys a lot and I put this on, and it's not gonna get everywhere. The Rare Beauty one, the one I have, which I don't know, do they have a waterproof version? I don't have the waterproof version, and it gets everywhere, you know? So when I use this one, it looks so much better. So anyways, I use this one today. It is not as, it's not as lifting as the Rare Beauty one is, but it does a really good job. I'll make sure to put on a lot of mascara because I like for the eyelashes to go up. It helps to lift the eyes, make everything look more put together. So now that I've finished the eyes, I go back to the face, and This is, oh my God, I love this. So this is gonna be like a summer essential color for me, which is really crazy. And I told you guys this in a recent video. I think it was a favorites. I use this Pat McGrath blush that is like neon pink, which is like so hilarious because I like usually would hate this color, but it's called Cherish and it's so pretty. It's very faint. You put on very little and you blend it into the skin. It just does this really pretty soft wash of pink on my skin tone. Phenomenal. And I'll do this after I've already sprayed down the skin and everything because I kind of want the blush to kind of pop a little bit. Don't really want it to blend too much, but it's subtle, so it just looks stunning. Now you can go ham with this blush, so if you really want it to like stick out, you could, but me, I like the subtlety of blushes, so I love the way it looks. And then finally, I've got to work on my lips, okay? So lips to me is important for the summer. So what I will do for lips is I grab, this is my new lip combo, by the way. So I'll grab this lip liner from Isam. This is the dual-ended lip liner in Blushed, okay? So this is gorgeous. I'll grab this color right here that's a little bit more pink, and I'll line my lips. And then I put on the Makeup by Mario color in Cam. I've told you guys I don't like this lipstick formula, but I love this color. So what I do is I put it on, but I have to put on the Lawless Forget the filler. It's kind of like this beautiful gloss that kind of seals everything. So gorgeous. And it's the only way I could use this color Cam because it's not hydrated enough. This color, like it just dries onto the lips really ugly. But when I put this on, it gives it hydration and it looks stunning. So this lip combo, I love the way it looks. Yes, I have to work a little bit, but I love it. That is how I created this look, and this is very similar look to the look I have been creating for the past few weeks. We are stepping into summer here in Florida. It's probably already kind of like summer here. We are already in the we're already getting into the 90s temperature. I'm already starting to feel that humidity building. So we're just days away. I feel like it's just like right around the corner. June is like now, you know, so we are in the summer and this is going to be my everyday summer makeup. Like this is how I'm gonna do it. I may be switching out the palettes, of course, because the eye makeup is always gonna change. But for the foundation, especially for daily and just wearing on a constant basis, this is my this is good, okay? So anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. Let me know down below if there's any products that you love from the products that I showed you or that you have been using, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.